Hey everyone, you're back for round three, which hopefully is a good thing. It means you're not too bored yet. Round three is how to use your time wisely while at markets and events. So I'm going to share my best tips on how to maximize your time at markets because you're taking time away from your family, away from something that maybe you'd like to be doing, resting, in order to grow your business. So you want to make the most out of this time. You're actually outside of your house, you're in a public setting, so you want to make the most of it. First of all, I want you to think of the last time you went to a market. Maybe you were doing a little bit of shopping or browsing or just out with your family. And I want you to think of what you were most drawn to. Was it the people who were just standing there, watching you look at their items for sale? Think about the customer service. Maybe somebody said, "Hello, how are you doing today?" And they greeted you with a smile. Um, that's how you want to be. Think of how the person that you were the most drawn to, or the market stall that you were the most drawn to. Think about why, and then try to replicate that in a Scentsy way. I always try to think of a creative way to get people talking. When people come up to my stall, I don't just stare at them or just say, "Oh, hey, how are you?" and then shy away. I usually try to find something about them. Maybe they've got a bag. Maybe they've been shopping already around the market, and I'll say, "Oh my goodness, I see that you bought that necklace. I've been eyeing that necklace. I saw it earlier when I did a walk around. Oh, I just love jewelry too." And then you get to talking. "What brings you to the market this morning? Are you having a good time? I can't believe how great that band is." Find something and then build on that and transition it into a Scentsy conversation. Because as you get to know your customers, you're going to find out which option is best for them, whether they want to buy, host, or join. So that's one thing I always try to do is build a rapport with the people that come to my stall. But before we get to that, it's really important before you go to your market to have a goal in mind. Are you there to get sales? Are you there to get party bookings? Or maybe you're looking for recruits. So you want to set goals and have those clear-cut goals in mind before you even go to your event. And then you need to prepare. So you want to have your samples and everything ready before you go. I have these little washer list samples that I give out to people. Also, I do a product list with a little sample, a little wax sample, and it's really tiny because I don't like to spend too much money on making samples for people that aren't my customers. Just enough so that they can smell it, but don't spend too much time or money. That's my take on things at least. So make sure that you're prepared. Make sure you brand yourself. Make sure you're wearing your Scentsy shirt, Scentsy name tag, whatever you have. Make sure people know that you're Scentsy. And smile and be friendly and be yourself. Make your Scentsy stall somewhere that people want to be and they want to stay. Have your mini testers out so that they can start smelling. Talk to them about the different smells that they like. When they comment on a lemon scent, so say, "Oh, you like lemon verbena, try coconut lemongrass," or try to suggest smells that will keep them there for longer. You want to keep them at your table so that you can tell them more about Scentsy, because the longer they're standing there talking to you, the more that you're going to be able to help them fulfill their Scentsy needs. So make sure that you're friendly and you're talking to people. Make sure that you do hostess packets ahead of time, recruiting packets ahead of time so that you have those there and ready to go. Because what I have found is if you let people leave without actually booking the party date, it's very, very hard to lock them into a date. People will say, "Sure, I'll have a party, call me later." And if you can't lock them into something right there and then, your chances decrease in actually getting that party booking. So what I try to do is I try to get them into a date. So I always have my calendar with me at events, and I always have a hostess packet that I can give them. Because what I have found is if people walk into a date, they have a hostess packet, they're more likely than not to actually have the party and not flake out. So I'm always there, I'm always prepared with things. About the samples, hand out samples if you wish, but do not hand out samples without taking contact information. That's my rule of thumb. They have to give me their contact information. I'm happy to give them a washer list sample. I'm happy to give them a wax sample. but they need to give me some of their information. And that's what these Enter My Draw slips, this is one of the old ones. These are really, really great because you can narrow down what they want. This lady in particular, I met her at School K. She didn't want to host a party, but she was really interested in skin products. So I let her know as soon as I got my samples, I would give her a call. And I wrote this on here because I knew that I would forget. Because I don't remember all the dozens or hundreds of people that I talked to at an event. So I just said, I'll let you know when I get my skin samples ready and I'll give you a call. So my delivery just came on Friday, so I'm going to call her and let her try out my skin samples. So I'm really excited about that. Also, do a draw. This is another thing that's really great about these slips is you can do a draw. I showed you in the last video how I do guess how many warmers are in the, guess how many testers are in the jar. And the closest guess, wins something. That's a great way to get contacts for your newsletter, and you can find out if people are interested in buying, hosting, and joining really easily. So you can narrow it down and you can follow up with them. Another thing I want to touch on is when you're doing an event with another consultant, make sure that if you're doing it with a team member or somebody else is helping you, make sure that you have clear-cut rules. I know it sounds really strict, but just make sure that you know how you're going to divide the contacts, how you're going to divide the parties. Just make sure that there's clear-cut rules. One thing that I have always done is we just kind of make the rule that we'll split the contacts in half. Unless we have a really good connection with somebody, because if I spend 10 minutes talking to somebody and they want to book a party, then it's only fair because I've had that connection with them that I would get that contact. So we came to an agreement before that we would split everything unless we had a real connection with that person. And it happened to my friend that was doing the market with me as well. There were certain people that she just really connected with, so of course they were going to be her contacts to follow up. So make sure you have clear set guidelines when you're doing markets with other consultants. Another thing I want to reiterate is that contacts are better than sales when it comes to markets. You are there to contact people. You are there to book parties and find potential recruits. Sales, if you're selling stock, are just icing on the cake. But if you can get orders, if you're doing a promotional stand, if you can get orders, that's good too, because then when you deliver their orders, you can talk to them about hosting a party, because we know that they'll love Scentsy and they'll want more of it, and why not get it at a discount? Like I said before, you want to put yourself out there. Don't stand behind your stall and be quiet and shy. Let people know how much you love the product. Even if you are a shy person, there's different ways that you can communicate with people. You don't have to be loud and annoying, but you can just talk to them and see what kind of things that they like. Ask what kind of decor they have in their home, and then suggest a Scentsy warmer to go with it. There's so many things that you can ask people without being pushy. And I think that's what a lot of people worry about, is that they're pushing. But in fact, if you genuinely, truly try to get to know your customers at your markets and events, they're going to be more than likely to book a party with you or place an order with you. And just make sure that you share that Scentsy spirit, share that Scentsy love. Let them know why you love Scentsy so much, because that will shine through more than anything. You can have a beautiful display, you can have all the stock in the world to sell, but if you are not sharing your Scentsy spirit, it's going to be really hard for you to get those good, solid contacts, because that's what really, the product will sell itself. We know that, but you need to make sure that you have a smile on your face and you're talking to people. Don't sit behind. I think chairs can be really bad in market stalls. Obviously, if you have medical reasons or you need to sit down, absolutely sit down. I'm not telling you to put your health at risk. But if you're able to, stand on your feet, stand in front of your stall. Talk to people, get in there, get engaged with the people, because that's how you're there, is to make contacts. Let's see, is there anything you're missing? That's your assignment. I know you've been waiting for that. So your assignment for markets and events for this week is to book a market or an event. It can be a school fete. It can be a Christmas market. There's tons of those right now. It can be any type of event. Be creative. Try to find an event. I want you to get onto Facebook. I want you to get on Google. I want you to find events however you can. And I want you to book an event. If you can't do that this week, because sometimes I know when you put in an application, it takes a couple of weeks for them to get back to you. So I just want you to book, try to apply for 5 events, and you just need to prove that you have applied for 5 this week. Because if you apply for 5, you will probably get 1 at least, if not all 5. So book an event this week. If you have any questions, I'm here for you. Like I said, I've built my entire business on events. All right, I better go make sure my dog's okay. So book an event. If you have questions, let me know.